Today is one of those benchmarks for the college football season, whether you knew it or not. We have 100 days till the season kicks off. 100, that's it. We have made it this far into the off season. Pat yourself on the back. It's pretty celebratory. And I'm telling you, it's pretty, everyone that I watch, follow, and it's the alphabet soup world, ESPN, CBS, you name it, did something to celebrate. And ESPN took 10 categories and did a top 10 list each, i.e. that's 100 for 100 days. CBS did something similar, 10-10. And throughout our entire day together, we'll be talking, I don't know if I quite will have 100 things to say. I do talk fast at times. I understand and apologize. Don't get me wrong. But we will be talking the 100 days till the college football season kicks off. Bold predictions, games to look for, coaches on the hot seat. A&M pops up throughout the 100 things for the college football season for 2026. And it doesn't matter whose list we look at. But everybody did something. Like On3 did the top 100 players for the season. ESPN did the 10 topics with 10 on each list. CBS Sports did a version, you name it. But if you're a college football junkie, it's a let's get fired up kind of day if you celebrate college football. At any time today, question, comments, opinions, you can text me at 979-693-1150. 979-693-1150. You can light up the Texas Mobile One Lube Express inbox. Texas Mobile One Lube Express, owned by Gabriel Garcia. 979-693-1150. Text 100 days to college football. Aggie baseball versus Auburn in the SEC tournament. Aiden Sims not going to participate in the SEC tournament. You can text about anything. Astros, this week lost Altuve and Lance McCullers. The hits just keep on coming. They got like 3 back and lost 2 more. It's been a fascinating year. You can text about whatever. Aggie football 2026. 979-693-1150. We're going to begin. This really isn't tied in. It is. It's college football, so I guess it's tied into 100 days still, but these are the headlines of the offseason that make you just wake up for a moment. LSU has hired Ed Orgeron. I found it already fascinating enough that they hired Lane Kiffin, a coach. Enough controversy, heat, lightning rod. LSU hired Will Wade back, a coach they had to fire, I thought, in disgrace because he was on, the FBI or CIA tapes talking about paying players. They hired him back. I guess after that, you can hire anybody back. They fired Ed Orgeron once. They fired him 2 years after he won a national championship as their head football coach. Now, Ed Orgeron is not going to be the head football coach. They have Lane Kiffin. No. His role officially, and I don't know how you fit all this on a business card to be fair, but Ed Orgeron is going to be the special assistant to recruiting and defense for the Tigers. He's a special assistant. And with the new NCAA recruiting rules, he's going to be able to go out on the road and recruit for the Tigers. And I'm pretty sure his job is going to be to recruit. Go out on the road, go recruit. Go out on the road, go recruit. That's his job. His other job, rip off a shirt, slam a Red Bull. He'll be there to be, I don't want to say comic relief, but what was Ed Orgeron's strength? It wasn't in-game X's and O's. There was some disaster involved. He was a master recruiter, master motivator. It's, we think of him almost as a meme and a joke. And, ripping off shirts and slamming Red Bulls. But there was a role for that. Probably not the head coaching role. Probably not the head coaching role. And Lane Kiffin and Ed O have history. They first worked together in 2001 under Pete Carroll at USC, and they worked together a time or 10 after that. So, on paper, if you look past a couple of 10 to 12 things, it's a great hire. He's a special assistant to recruiting and defense. The two things he knows and does, especially the recruiting part. And then, day to day, he doesn't even have to be at practice, but he'll show up. Like I said, rip a shirt, slam a Red Bull. Players will react and get fired up with him. He'll go, hone in. We need this kid. Go close that O. $5 million? Yeah, okay, thank you, coach. But LSU is creating this pot, this blend you've never seen before. I find it entertaining. But they have Kim Mulkey, Will Wade, Lane Kiffin, and Ed. I've never seen a bigger collection of, coaches we fired, two of them. Coaches everyone hates, two of them. When you don't care, it's all in on the we don't care. It's almost like they, on their job application, are you hated by everyone? Must be. Must have a 4-year degree. Must have had 10 years experience. Must be hated by everyone. LSU's different, y'all. I love the SEC. I got one more for you from the headlines I couldn't believe. Ed O is back. Did you see that the Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Nolan Smith Jr., got arrested? He was driving 135 in a 70. Now, I have felt myself in my life, I have felt the need for speed. My own personal record, I didn't get arrested, which was a stunning development, but I got a ticket for doing 102. And I think it was in a 60 or 65, but 102. So I've been there, drove that. But I'm not from the University of Georgia. And Nolan Smith Jr. is a Bulldog. If you remember back in the day, he was an epic, scary, key part of their back-to-back CFP national championships 2021, 21-22. So, and the whole joke's about something. I yesterday was talking about it yesterday, if you were here, on the Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. Culture. And the culture Elko has developed. Kirby Smart has a culture that allows this to happen. So, but this is a culture that's extending beyond their time at Georgia. He's in the NFL, but he's a Georgia Bulldog. He was clocked by a member of the sheriff's office in Twiggs County. He was back home in Georgia. Twiggs County. Doing 135 in a 70. I've been late before. When I got my 102, I was 10 hours late to a lunch. So I was speeding because I was trying to make up time. It's dumbfounding, confusing, but I'm telling you right now, Kirby Smart wanted to end this. He's the one. He would be the one that goes, if you get a speeding ticket for doing 72 and a 70, you're auto cut. We're not going to talk. Don't have your agent. I mean, he could stop it if he wanted to. This is on him. No. He's an Eagle and he's an adult now. How's this on Kirby? Because Nolan Smith Jr. came through a program that allowed this. That Kirby's not psychologically profiling to figure out athletes that will be responsible enough to not do 135 and a 70. It's insane. I just saw that, and when I first saw the name, I went, wait a minute. Is that the George? Oh, it is, in Twiggs County. So, okay. Normally I just don't start with headlines. I go maroon and white, but it is 100 days till college football, and both those headlines were like, you got to be kidding. And then when I thought Ed O was enough, no, another Bulldog, but 135 is impressive. Now, you can kill people. It's inexcusable. It's irresponsible. It's a shame. 979-693-1150. Big G and Brian with a text. My Big G and Brian, this is him. I'll read his text. My favorite quote of all time, Herba Herpa Durka Durka, go Tigers, Coach Orgeron. He has said some things that no one else in the world knows what it means that ended with go Tigers. He will be entertaining. I just wonder, and again, I want to get his official title right. I never want to get that wrong. But he is the special assistant to recruiting and defense. I wonder how much mic time he will get in a Lane Kiffin wild, wild world. And it's LSU, which doesn't need Lane Kiffin to be the wild, wild west. Will he have permission to speak at will? Will it have to be cleared? Because Lane Kiffin, after Kiffin's debacle this past, just a week ago, taking shots left and right at Ole Miss, uncalled for, unprompted. I get it. We talked about it last week. Why is he doing this? Because Ole Miss didn't let him coach. He didn't get his way. So he's acting out. So that's it, straightforward. But this was too much. Even for Kiffin. But Kiffin said he's taking a social media sabbatical. So the next day he tweeted on his dog's account, so he can't even follow his own sabbatical. But is he going to let Ed O be Ed O? Because now is not the head coach. Welcome back high-level entertainment to college football. I'm here for that. We need more spice when coaches are scared of upsetting the apple cart. If you can have special assistants to recruiting and defense that'll rip their shirt off for the team, college football's better for it. When we come back, 100 days till college football. Oh, let's have a good time with it, could we? This is the Louie Bellina Show. Thursday, it is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show.
Let the broadcasting of the Disturbed continue.
Fun is not optional.
Darn it.
Weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
It is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, and community. That is CC Electric. We're just getting started on a Thursday, 11:35. Alan Ward, Brigadoon Brewery, our monthly beer recommendations. 12:30, a listen-in. It's the top 10 running backs for 2026. And look, it's going to be a theme all day long. It's 100 days till the college football season kicks off 2026. And at 12:30, it's a listen-in. Greg McElroy, top 10. And we've been doing it. He's been doing his top 10 throughout the spring. And we've already heard top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 running backs, 12:30's top 10 running backs, top 10 wide receivers we listen to also. And at 1 o'clock, Maroon and White time, heavy-duty dose of Maroon and White time with Tony Catalina, Gig 'em 247. We'll talk a lot of Aggie baseball, some Aggie football, and his monthly Bluebell recommendations. Got a new flavor every week. So at 1 o'clock, Tony Catalina, a Gig 'em 247 inside the Charles Schwab studio. 100 days till college football 2026. On 3, did their top 100 players for the upcoming season. There's 2 Aggies that made that list. I'll give you 2 guesses. I know you're going to get one. I do ponder how many guesses till you get the other one. I know you'll get it, but how many guesses till you get it? Mario Craver is number 33. And people talk about Isaiah Horton. Rightfully so, but Craver keeps not getting, I think, enough attention as he should, because he was on the path to being an All-American a year ago until he got injured in the final month. Mario Craver is the number 1 wide receiver, actually. And he is, On 3 has him as the number 33 player on the top 100 watch list for the upcoming season. It's the 100 days till. Do you know who the second player is in the top 100 watch list for On 3? Because there's a lot of good guesses you could have out there. Shouldn't it be Marcel Reed? Marcel Reed should be 1 or 2. He was a Heisman Trophy candidate. He was in the top 3 until the 12th game. He's not in the top 100 watch list. The answer is anybody? I'll give you one. Marcus Ratcliffe, safety Marcus Ratcliffe. He's at 57. And he did have a phenomenal year. First year here, phenomenal flashes, but there were so many problems in the secondary that you almost were confused as to who was the exact problem, because there were so many problems. But you knew he was a player. Last year, phenomenal, and going into this year, yeah. I just say yeah, because, I think he's a top 100 player. Love that. So, according to On 3 on their 100-player watch list for the upcoming season, Craver's 33, Ratcliffe 57. I just think it's kind of cool to see something. I think give pretty much full credit to Mario Craver. Again, he didn't get hurt. He would have been an All-American. At one point at the mid-season mark last year, I saw him show up as a first-round pick on the mocking of drafts. That's the path he was on last year. 100 days till college football 2026. A&M popped up, ESPN.com, 10 potential first-round bye teams. 10 potential first-round bye teams. That's their upside projected. 10 potential. Now, some of these teams, eyebrow goes up for me, but they had A&M as one. And they, look, the basics, 11-0 a year ago, flirted with a top 4 finish, lost to Texas, dropped to 4 spots. Fair enough. They say a lot of experience returns, and a week 2 win against Arizona State would help set them on the path again. All true. Now, I say all true. Do they return a lot of experience? Because I thought one of the problems is they lost a small army of experience. When you look at the O-line and the front 7 on defense, and Will even, they do return. It's all relative. I thought in the SEC we already saw production, and that they're on the low end. I'll recheck that. I'll be fair with you. I think in a portal world, returning experience, if you see someone, I don't care if ESPN, CBS, Fox, The Athletic, Athlon, I don't care who. If you ever see anyone do a list of returning experience, make sure they're taking portal into account or it's not a good list. Because if they started in another school, that has to be taken into account for. Sure, it doesn't mean that system, or else I don't think it's accurate anymore. If you want to say they get a 10% deduction because of new system and you get 90% credit even, I think something like that could be novel. Someone like Dave Bartu of the College Football Matrix probably have a better handle on that. But yeah, it's not the same thing. But anyway, A&M is one of the 10 potential first-round buys. They put LSU. I don't know if you can have that much turnover and expect that big of a leap in a year. Now, here's the secret. Let me make the argument for why yes, LSU. And I'm just making the argument. I'm not telling you I'm buying it. Realize how much talent LSU had and was wasted by Brian Kelly. Because I'm not 100% sure the problem for LSU was, oh man, they just didn't have the players. Oh man, they had a really bad coach who was not an SEC coach. Notre Dame, when they made their own schedule and they played nobody, he got them to the college football playoff a time or 3, right? Didn't win anything, got destroyed by a couple of touchdowns or 3, but still, he was not SEC. He never got it. He didn't understand how much it meant. LSU, first round bye. I have to sell that. LSU, I get it. If Trinidad Chambliss is truly the best quarterback in the nation, which is his upside, any team that has that statement be true is a potential first round bye, college football playoff team, everything, if you have the best quarterback in the country. And if that is Trinidad Chambliss, sure, okay, why not? Not buying it, I would hold it. A&M potential first round bye. There's a lot of ifs, but Elko and his staff have shown you they're not ifs. That's called program development to them. They don't see it as a challenge. They see it as their job. So, I'm going to do hold. Miami, bye. Indiana, sell. Notre Dame, yeah, look at their schedule. Returning almost their whole team, bye. Oregon, sell. Georgia, sell. Ohio State, bye. Texas, bye. It's all the usual suspects. There's not a real revelation in there, is it? Now, college football, 100 days till. Storylines. Everyone has to do storylines, right? This is where I want to throw open the Texas Mobile and Loop Express inbox. Can you give me your top storylines for the college football season since we have 100 days? And I don't need you to give me 100 because I wouldn't be able to read that text message. That would be so long. I'd have to make Caleb. Caleb is my special guest producer today. I have no clue where Jeanette is. She just disappears from time to time. So, and you hear Caleb. Caleb, are you hosting tomorrow, Chip Howard Sports Talk? It's going to be Caleb and Riley? Oh, that's so scary. I don't know if I'll have the zone on from 4 to 6 tomorrow. I might have to hide in my place, and we'll see. So, even Caleb couldn't come up with 100. And when Caleb starts talking, you can't stop him. So, Anyway, everybody could text me one, and we see if we come up with our own 100 here on the Louie Bellina Show. And it's just, and CBS, again, everybody did them. So I have a list of the storylines, plus my own thoughts. That's what happens. I digest them and then go, what about? Wait a minute. No. Maybe what is your storylines for the upcoming season? Whether it's A&M the SEC, college football in general. I love college football. I've been a college football junkie my whole life. Yes, A&M's the top priority, and the SEC is second, but I just love it all. Man, I grew up as a college football fan. I don't know where your beginnings were. But when I was growing up as a college football fan, people talk about the Pac-12 after dark. Does anyone actually know, like, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but the original incarnation, and this is before we had 50 games on a Saturday. This is when we kind of had like 3 or 4 on a Saturday. That's what it felt like. We didn't have that many options. We had like 4. There was no ESPN Plus. There was no 3 or 4 games just in the 6 o'clock slot, but it was a treat, and it was the best game of the day, generally speaking, was like the 9:30 kickoff on ESPN, and it wasn't the Pac-12, but it was like the Mountain West, and we would see BYU play San Diego State to 56-52, and BYU threw the ball on every down. San Diego State ran the ball on every down. Contrast of styles and cultures. Like, you never saw anything like it. And these Mountain West games were so on steroids. It resembled no other game of the day. So before we had the Pac-12 after dark, we had like Mountain West. And I mean, I just spent the whole day. And I was watching, and this is before, I even got to A&M, right? And I'm watching, like, in that time, the rise of the Florida schools. And you're watching the U and the Fun and Gun. And the old traditional guard like Nebraska and OU even, and Penn State, Georgia. But then watching schools like that do what they did was such a treat to end the day. Oh, good times. I learned to hate Texas before I even stepped campus at Texas A&M. Growing up, college football fan. And it was the best thing since bread got sliced and fire was found and the wheel got invented. College football. And when I say hate, I don't want to always have to use this disclaimer, but I think it's a smart move. But healthy hate. Healthy hate. Don't go burn nobody's house down, please. Don't punch anyone. Unless they punch first and then punch them harder and faster. But still, yeah, the good old days, man. The Mountain West stuff. The old Mountain West. Oh, sorry, it has nothing to do with 100 days till, but a walk down college football. Can I ask a question? I know I'm always asking questions. You might be tired of like, Lou, I'm trying to chill and listen. Leave me alone. But what got you into being a college football fan? What did it? Was it just you got on campus at A&M, you went to your first A&M game, there were yell leaders, there was a band, and you wanted to have that experience for the rest of your life? Is that it? But what got you into being a college football fan, man? For me, it was, I think watching all of college football and being of the age where you're growing up anyway, it was like seeing the world was watching a college football Saturday. From watching a Penn State to A&M Texas to Mountain West, you're watching the whole geography of the world, the different cultures and civilizations. From watching Wishbone to the Florida schools, I don't know. I know that I'm not trying to say it was society, but it just was so different. Expanding the mind, man. And I loved every minute of it. When we come back, up next on the Louie Bellina Show, on a Thursday, we head out on the D4 Land Services hotline and we hang out with Alan Ward of Brigadoon Brewery and we get our monthly beer recommendations. And I'm kind of all in on that. I could use a beer right now. I'm fired up. I need some college football stat. I need to pop in like an old game quick. If you need your land fixed up, you need your land cleared, you need your land excavated, I think you need to check out d4landservices.com. d4landservices.com.
Start your Sunday mornings with the best week ever from ESPN Radio. Yes! Listen in from 6 to 9 on the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
The Louie Bellina Show, and I'm going to stick with on a Thursday. My calendar reading skills are not what they used to be, but I try. oh, Lord, do I try. Now, this is going to throw people off because normally it's a Wednesday thing, and I go, hey, Alan Ward, Brigadoon Brewery, but it is Thursday. Yes, it is. We head out on the Deep Land Services hotline, and we get to hang out with a good friend of mine and a hell of a beer brewer. I think they call them brew masters technically, but Alan Ward of Brigadoon Brewery. Alan, how you doing, brother?
Lou, I am rocking and rolling, just enjoying my stuff here at Disney Animal Kingdom on a Thursday.
Okay, say that again, because some people might have blinked, but tell people where you are. This is so awesome. Where are you hanging out, man?
I'm at Animal Kingdom right now, the Yak and Yeti little courtyard here. On a Thursday, talking beer with you. It's just enjoying ourselves and searching for beers all over Asia and Africa here.
Live from Animal Kingdom at Disney World. That's a beer recommendation day. That is a beer talk right there. Where else would you rather be? Alan, before we get into the beer recommendations, there was a couple of beer headlines, beer stories that I saw that I wanted to throw at you. The first one is, it's not a craft beer, but after 177 years, Pabst Brewing has announced that Schlitz beer, they're going to discontinue it. How do you get rid of one of those cheap beers that people buy for a nickel?
And I almost cried about this one because I might have drank this in college. How about that? Schlitz was very popular when I was in college. I'm an old guy, but I think it's the younger generation not drinking that style of beer. There was not any advertising for Schlitz, and I think they just decided to kill it, which is a shame because you're right, 177 years of continual brewing history in the United States. It's going to be wiped away for no reason at all besides they decided nobody wants to drink it. And then advertise it, then promote it. It's sickening.
No, I didn't mean to cut you out there, but their basic explanation, which they used 100 pages to cover it up, is it's actually so cheap that everything is so expensive that just storage space and transportation makes it too expensive to be so cheap. And unless they just wanted to charge more, but then it would defeat the purpose of it being Schlitz.
And see, I think that's a cop-out because in business, you ain't wanting you when you're spending. That's a profit. You want that. What you want is a product, a widget, shall we say, that you can sell for $1 million that costs you a penny to make. And people want it at $1 million. They want to pay for $1 million. I think the truth is that beer is just struggling right now across the world, and this style of beer is not it's not a craft beer now. So it's not being drank by the newer generation. Beer across the United States is in a downcline, along with alcohol, actually. So as the beer declines across the United States, it's cheaper style of beer. Those who are drinking that beer are either dying out or they're not drinking beer anymore. The older generation, I'm 65, so my generation, and a little older and a little younger, these are beers we drank growing up. And now the younger generation don't drink a lot of beer. If they do, they want a craft beer. They want a watermelon kiwi sour with mango on the side. They want something different, something else. And that's part of it. Schlitz is a very, very basic beer. And it's cheap to make, and to be honest with you, it's not one of the better beers in the world. There are much better beers.
It's not. That's a gospel truth. But it
was cheap.
Right. That was the key. It's one of those that I remember growing up as a beer drinker. Someone ordered a Schlitz, and they were all over 50, and that was way back when. So now they're 108. They were all over 50, and they would slam down the quarter and demand the nickel back.
Exactly. No, it was a cheap beer. I mean, it rivaled the price of Corona when I was in school. Corona was 10 cents and Schlitz was 11 cents or 10 cents. About the same price. Better beer than Corona, which is not saying a lot at the time. But yeah, it's just that the people aren't drinking those beers. And you see that, Road closed earlier. They had great craft beers. They closed. It's just that the industry is not there. Pabst itself is not doing great. Budweiser closed the plant in Newark last week.
Oh, wow.
So it's not unheard of the closing plants. And I guess what you want to do is shed those market flavors that are not making a lot of profit because they're not selling. And to me, if they're going to say, well, it's too cheap to store, no, he's not selling enough of it. It's sitting in the storage, it's taking space up, it's not turning. That SKU is not turning over. If it was turning over, I guarantee they would keep it.
Yeah, if it's sold enough, the cheap price the volume would overcome the excuse of, oh no, the transportation costs. It's too cheap a price point to raise it. No, if you're selling volume, that's not true.
Exactly. And you're shipping other beers, right? There's other beers, shipping other beers. Those beers cost more to make, and the same transportation cost. It costs the same price than a keg of $5,000 beer as it does than a $1 keg. It's a keg. It's the same weight, the same amount of shipping. It makes no sense.
Before we get to the monthly beer recommendations, I wanted to throw one more thing at you. St. Arnold's did a new beer Wednesday yesterday, and they introduced a beer. I don't know. I don't think it's called the Arnold Palmer, but they did a Palmer, which is an Arnold Palmer type beer. It's a Berliner Weiss brewed with lemon, black tea, a touch of lactose, crisp, tart citrus up front with a smooth tea finish. And I love Berliner Weisses. I really do. It was one of those, and I don't get them all the time. Maybe that's why I love them. Everything about that beer sounds brilliant to me.
I'm not big on Arnold Palmer, so that's number one on me.
Oh.
But that's just a style of I like chocolate better than vanilla ice cream. It's just a flavor choice. I do drink Arnold Palmers. I'm not against them. It's not my favorite. So to me, that sounds interesting, and they're doing a great job on this. Innovative beers out of there. The small batch brewing out of St. Arnold's right now is run by Dr. Nate Ribick. And he is a great, great brewer. He's running that entire pilot system. They got another pilot system. I believe it's 7 barrels upstairs above the main brewery, and they're turning out these small batch beers. And I would can't talk the garden. I would try it. I'm not a big, I would give anything a try once. It sounds like interesting beer, and it's not that they probably got a good flavor profile out of that because they shoot the Arnold Palmer lemonade flavor taste to it with an alcohol finish to it. So it sounds what they put into it. If that's the kind of beer that's that flavor you like, that's going to be spot on. And I guarantee you, Nate's doing some fantastic things out of there. He's doing an awesome job. So I would encourage you to go out to the beer garden. In fact, one of the beers on our list today is one of the beer garden small batch. So their new beer Wednesdays, go out there and try them. And, maybe it's not your favorite style, but try it anyway because they're doing some fantastic things. And that does sound right up your alley. It does. And I like Berliner Weiss also. I like mine with the old style with the syrup in it, but that's okay. And this one sounds interesting. The flavor profile of the Arnold Palmer, I would try it and, give it a chance. If you like Arnold Palmer, I bet it tastes just like it.
And here's the thing. When we say try it, there's always the simple size, folks. You don't got to get a whole pint or a keg of it, okay? Just give it a try.
It is. And if I'd been in Houston, I'd done it. I was here at Epcot on Wednesday trying beers at Epcot. Someone's going to do that too. So for science, I'm out here doing things for everybody else.
Oh, the things you do for science, Alan. That's why you're a hero to us all, the things you do for science. It is time for our monthly beer recommendations. Alan Ward of Brigadoon Brewery joins me a couple of times a month. One of those couple of times, he does 4 to 5 beers. He does a 1 to 5 scale. And again, for science, he will try all these different beers, and we're lucky enough to get his expertise and find out what we may want to try and what we may not want to try. It is his monthly beer recommendations. Alan, right off the bat, you go straight to my heart. A German Pils from one of my favorite, if not my favorite brewery of all time, St. Arnold Brewery, and a German Pils called Pilsner, and it's one of their small batch beers.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. And like I said, Nate is doing a great job upstairs. They got the 7 barrels that they're running, and they're pushing a lot of beers out of there. The one they did here is to my heart. It's a Pilsner. They just call it Pilsner. What a great name that is. And it is a true German-style Pilsner. It's not an ish. It's not an ish. It's not a Texas Pilsner. It's a true German-style Pilsner. They've used all German grains in here, all German hops in here, with a German yeast inside of it. It's got a good aroma, fresh florals, a little slight citrus note to it, a little refreshing bitterness at the end. As you would have a slight. Keep in mind, it's only 20 IBUs. It's not a hot bomb. It's 5.5% alcohol, which is a little high for a German-style Pilsner, but for an American Pilsner, German would be like 4.5, 4.8. It's not that out of the ballpark, but most Americans want a higher alcohol. This is the one I dearly loved. I was there about 2 weeks ago. It was still on tap last week. I had to have more than one to make sure it was okay. It's really good. It's fantastic. I gave it a 4.6 overall. It is a well-styled. Like I said, go to the beer garden and try them. Small batch series they're pushing out of there are fantastic.
And again, this 1 to 5 scale, if you see anything sniffing the 4-5 scale, wait, you said 4.46, but you need to go back and edit it because you have 4.46 on the total rating.
That's the total rating. It averages out to 4.46.
Okay.
I rate 0 to 5. If it has a 0, I die drinking it. If it's a 5, I have orgasm, and that doesn't happen very often at my age. But that's the range. If you can think about 3 and above, you've done well. And over in the 4 range, you've done a fantastic job. I know we're just mentally picking little things here and there. And like I said, I overall averaged out at a 4.46. I ranked them down in the style a little bit because it does have a little hop. A little more alcohol than a normal Pilsner would. So they only got a 4 in that instead of a 5. So that killed some points out of there. So it's 4.46, which is an awesome score. Go try it. It is. If you like Pilsners, this is one for you.
Which I don't know if I'd say it's the number one style. If it's not one, it's two, though. Love Pilsners. Next up is a dank IPA, and anything that's dank is dank. And it's from Fredericksburg, Texas, Ogle Brewery, and the name of the beer is Dank You Kindly.
Yeah, so Ogle Brewery is a fairly new brewery. They're at Archway Resorts out of Fredericksburg. They've got a unique concept there. They've got a distillery, a brewery, and a winery all on the same property, and they got an event center. So I think this is where you're going to see more and more happening, especially as smaller brew pubs and breweries exist. It's an event. It's a reason to go there. They have food there also. Happen to be out there. It's Dank IPA. Now, Dank IPA, it sounds kind of weird, but it's got a cannabis, like sticky pine, herbal flavor to it. It's not no cannabis in it. It has that herbal cannabis taste to it. It's got a high IPA aroma. It's not stale. It's not musty. It's got a green, like a fresh smell to it. This comes at 6.5% alcohol. I'm not sure the IBUs. I had to guess. It's probably in the 55 range. It's not a hot bomb like the mouth. This is if you like dank beers, this is really good. I've had one just like this at Surly in Minnesota, and this is awesome if you like danks. I got a 4.5 overall. It's a unique. If you don't like danks, you won't like this one. If you like danks, you'll love it. It's that, like I said, that cannabis kind of flavor, that fresh hop flavor in your mouth. It's almost chewable. How's that?
Next up, it's another Pilsner, German-style Pilsner in Porter, Texas. I didn't even know there was a Porter, Texas. Back Pew Brewing, Tom's Pills.
Yeah, Backfield Brewery does a lot. Back Pew Brewing does a lot of things. Tom's Pills, they call it German style, which is probably apropos. The one I had poured nicely, it remained carbonated, and it's a good full bright finish to it. These are hollow trimeter through a hop scent, which is a German style hop. Use a German style yeast in here also. But mine, it may have been a little age on it. I don't know. I got mine in a can. It has slight fruity flavor to it, which is not bad, but a little out of style on this beer. I gave it a 3.8 overall. It's 5% alcohol, 21 IBU. I want to go back to Porter and talk to Bobby and them there and have this off the tap. I bet you'll want that off the tap. This is a good, got a 3.8, not bad. Anything above a 3, and you're doing good. It's just that little fruity flavor kind of didn't quite belong there.
Next up, Extra Pale Ale. I know this brewing company. They're kind of everywhere, actually. Extra Pale Ale from Blanco, Texas, which is Real Ale Brewing Company, and it's just a... What do they call it? A TXPA, Texas PA? I know it says TXPA. What do they call it?
They call it TXPA.
Okay, TXPA,
which stands for Texas Pale Ale. It's outstanding style of name there. Real has been around about 30 years. I think this is their 30th anniversary this year. This couple of weeks back. This is an Australian style pale ale. To be honest with you, they style it as an extra pale ale. Australian style. They're using Australian hops out of this. They're using an Australian yeast out of it too. It pours a nice. You got a good hop smell to it. It's not overly hot. It's 35 IBU, so it's more than a regular beer. But that's what an IPA would be. It's got a good citrus aroma flavor to it. You get a pineapple, tropical notes, kind of range with papaya, a little passion fruit, a little passion peach, and that all comes from these Australian and New Zealand hops that are used for Australian style beers. It's a different style of beer. It's a really good style. You need to try it if you haven't had one. I gave it 3.8 overall. It's a little off style, I think. I think for a pale ale, I should be a little less IBUs than that, but that's just my personal choice. There again, 3.8 is not bad. It's above a 3. If you should go and try one. Here again, I want to try this out of tap because mine was in a can and it was during the expiration date. So keep in mind when you get a beer, where that beer was before you had it. Was it in the back of a truck for 10 days and someone forget about it? Did the guy at the store keep pushing it back? The fresher they are, the better they're going to be. But still, 3.8 is a great beer, a good one to try. At 5%, it's very, very crushable. It's something to drink for summertime.
And finally, our fifth beer recommendation, which, by the way, I know, like, after lunch, you get that buzz and you forget everything you've done all day. So if you just want to go, wait a minute, what was that Pilsner again? Or what was the Extra Pale Ale? Or the Mexican Lager? You can go to Brigadoonbrewery.com. Brigadoonbrewery.com, and it says, May Beer Review. Old beer reviews are archived. Anytime you're just like, hey, I want to check out, maybe find something, go to Brigadoonbrewery.com and you can check out all the beer reviews for yourself. And the last, not the least, beer review, a Mexican lager, which means drinking beer, from Galveston, Texas, Galveston Island Brewing Company, Sunset Siesta.
Yeah, but I can do a great job using it. A little disappointed in this beer. It pours okay. It pours nice, good carbonation, but it's almost got a fruity flavor to it. Maybe they're trying to get the island flavor into that. But to me, a Mexican lager should be a Mexican lager, and it should taste like a Mexican lager. This has got a little fruit taste to it, which kind of threw me a little bit. Except for it's off style. It looks a little different. It smells like a little fruity. It tastes a little different. I give it a 3.0. It's drinkable, but it's at that 3 level. We're at that orange line. And here again, This is one I'd go see off a tap because Mark and them do a great job down there at Galveston Island. I think the beer may be better on tap or fresh. It's 5.2%, so it's a very crushable beer. But the fruity flavor kind of threw me off for a Mexican lager.
Alan, go be awesome. Enjoy your animal kingdom. Enjoy Disneyland. Thank you always again. I just appreciate it, brother. Be awesome.
Hey, take care. I'll see you soon, by the way.
Yes, that's right. Good Lord, we're going to have an awesome time. Be good, brother.
Take care.
Later. Alan and I are going to hook up. There's a Brewology Beer Festival down in Houston that they hold at the Natural Museum of Science. They literally use all 3 floors. It's one of the most incredible beer festivals in the country. We go each year, and that's coming up like 2 Saturdays from now. I forgot. Oh, that's going to be amazing. We'll be right back. We got to wrap things up. It is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. Residential, commercial, and industrial services. It's what they do at CC Electric.